It's John, and today we're looking at the Ninja 8-quart dual zone technology air fryer. And it's a great appliance to use year round, but especially during the summer when you don't want to fire up the oven to bake things, and you want something that's easy to set up, easy to use, and easy to wash. So this is a great appliance, and I'm going to demonstrate basically the basic settings and how it works. Then I'll show you something I cooked with it. So on the left we see a digital readout, and it also has time and temperature setting buttons for drawer number 1. Identical setup on the right for drawer number 2. Those are the two separate cooking departments. As I mentioned, it's an 8-quart, so each one is about 4 quarts. In the center, there's a knob, and you use that to set either one of the three, I call them the cooking settings on the left, utility settings on the right. So on the left, you pick if you want to air fry, bake, or roast, and you use that same knob if you're instead going to either reheat something you've already cooked, dehydrate, and dehydrate is a mode where it's the longer cycle, but it's a lower temperature and a lower fan rate. But quite often people might want to dehydrate herbs for storage, or maybe fruit that you want to take with you on a hike. You can do that with the dehydrate setting. Also keep warm. You've maybe finished your cook cycle, but you want to keep it warm until serving time. So you might want to, after it finishes, reset it again on the keep warm cycle. Now in the top above the knob, we see the Smart Finish and the Match Cook, and that is the magic of the dual zone technology. Smart Finish is used to start the second drawer when the first drawer is already working. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm going to cook, as I often do, a whole chicken in the drawer on the left. And yes, it's easy to fit in there. And I put a whole chicken in there. I usually cook it around 400 degrees for 60 minutes. So I put those settings in. Well, in drawer number 2, I'm going to put, let's say, some asparagus that cooks at a different temperature for 20 minutes. So if I push Smart Finish, put it in that mode, I can start my chicken for 60 minutes at its temperature setting, and when the counter gets down to 20 minutes, it will automatically turn on the second drawer, which I have set to run for 20 minutes at a different temperature. Bottom line is they both finish at the same time, and that is the beauty of dual zone. If I click on Match Cook, as I have here, that will mean that if I set the time and temperature for drawer number 1, it will automatically cook what is ever in the right basket or right drawer for the same amount of time at the same temperature. In each drawer or basket, whatever you want to call them, there's a drip pan, and that drip pan makes sure that the food can drip down into the bottom, and your air fry food is not cooked in its own juices unless you actually want it to. But if we take the plate out, we can see, looking at the bottom of it, it's got 4 feet if you look at each corner. And those feet keep the drip pan about a ½ inch above the bottom of the drawer. And looking at it here, you can see that two things. One is that the feet, we can see that the feet are above, about a ½ inch above the countertop there, and we also see on the left side a couple indents. That means that our food is a little bit tilted to help it drip. We then need to understand with air frying, if you're not used to doing it, that with air frying you can't just stack things in. Each item in the air fryer drawer should not be touching the other items in there. I happen to have 2 boneless chicken thighs here that I hit with some salt and pepper and some spices, got sitting here in the drawer, and they are not touching each other. I do want them to drip, so I've got the drip pan in. And if you're going to cook both of them, I have it set here for Match Cook, so I've got another chicken thigh in the left one, so I'm going to cook them both at the same time and temperature. And when it comes out, nice and crispy. If you think that air frying can't do that, well, it can. You get nice crispy food if you do it right. And so now I have a few chicken thighs for dinner. Maybe I'll add some asparagus and warm up a little croissant, a little butter on it, and I have a nice, easy to prepare evening meal. This is John at Wine Adventure Living, a feature of Wine Adventure Journal. I hope you'll come back and join us again for another product review.